Alright, so what's going on, guys? My name's Chopper, and big things are happening in the world of Call of Duty and zombies in general. It has come that time of the year where we're getting more information and the next Call of Duty game revealed to us for us to look forward to within the next coming year. So I haven't really made a video talking about any of these Black Ops 4 releases because I wanted to wait on it until we had more to talk about, and basically what happened yesterday is that Activision had their first quarterly conference call in which they discussed, how the previous year of Call of Duty has went for Activision and with other games, and then they sort of talk about to their stockholders about what they have planned and in the year going forward. And in that conference call, they did in fact reveal that Treyarch is developing this year's Call of Duty, which, is good news, but wasn't really a surprise to us, as that's kind of how the cycle works, and we were all expecting this, you know what I mean? But it's just nice to hear from Activision themselves that Treyarch is indeed working hard on the next Call of Duty game for us to enjoy this fall. So that being said, if you guys are excited for Black Ops 4, make sure you leave a like on the video. That'd be awesome. I just want to see, how people are really feeling about it this year around. And while you're at it, feel free to subscribe if you are new to the channel for more Black Ops 4 Zombies content. There's going to be a ton of information, and I'm going to keep you guys updated on whatever Activision says or any sort of official thing that Treayrch puts out. It's going to be all found here, so don't worry about that. But we have so much to discuss today about CoD 2018. It is honestly ridiculous, and this is probably one of the most fun times of the year. We get to sit back and talk about anything and everything that might happen for the next up and coming Call of Duty game, which is going to be probably Black Ops 4 from all the leaks and things that we've heard. We'll talk about that a little bit later. However, it's not been officially confirmed that Black Ops 4 is the title. We know it's being developed by Treyarch, and it would only make sense to be Black Ops 4. A lot of leaks have also said that. But just as a disclaimer right now, we don't know that for fact yet. We're just using Black Ops 4 as a placeholder name that seems to be the most likely, and if it doesn't end up being Black Ops 4, then don't come back to bite me. But the big things that I want to discuss today are the points that during the Activision call that they were really driving home and wanted to make a point of, because this seems to point in the direction of where zombies is going to go this upcoming year, and it is big news. The first thing they did was point out how well Zombies Chronicles actually did, pretty much being the most downloaded DLC of 2017, how much the player engagement was high on Black Ops 3, as well as, the microtransactions selling well between the multiplayer supply drops and, of course, the Zombies Liquid Dividium and the gumball system thereof. Activision has also said that Call of Duty World War II has sold phenomenally well. This game has sold extremely well compared to past titles, but they also admitted that in terms of player engagement and just how it goes over with the community, it hasn't really been able to stick them, right? Like, player engagement has been higher on BO3 despite there being a still a large number of just casual players on Call of Duty World War II. So people are out here always saying that Call of Duty's dead, but that line of logic is very flawed. It's just that COD is still very much alive and the player numbers are massive. But in terms of the studio development, that's what really defines of how, much players are engaged. Treyarch has always been the one that's done it the most for me, you know what I mean? Like, Black Ops 2 and BO3 have pretty much held people over until their next subsequent release of that studio. You think back to Black Ops 2, people were playing that game through the Ghosts and AW days, a lot of people were, and then same thing with BO3. A lot of people stuck with this game through Infinite Warfare and even Call of Duty World War II. And then with this next title, that should bring everybody back full circle. Now, of course, Activision also mentioned that they plan to make double their revenue on microtransactions in this upcoming game as compared to the last one. So, you know what this means, guys. There's going to be supply drops in the game, obviously, and there's probably going to be another system similar to Gobblegum in Zombies, which I'm not opposed to at all. I actually really enjoyed the gumball system, as I feel personally it added a lot of replayability and diversity to the game, and it was overall a really good experience, not just for content creators, but, for just players in general. So those were pretty much the main biggest points of that conference call. It was fairly standard in terms of, what they were discussing about microtransactions, what they're going to do in the year going forward. They haven't really revealed the title of the next game to us just yet. They told us to hang tight, and we're going to talk about it soon. So then they're going to hand it over to Treyarch when the time is right. But I know what you guys are here for and what you want to hear about. This is going to be the biggest year for zombies from what we've heard from actual, from the studio themselves and other sources that we have who have heard that. Now, before we get into all that, let's go back a couple days ago when Marcus Sellers on Twitter, a very reliable leaker, was talking about Black Ops 4 is going to be on the Nintendo Switch. It's going to be developed by a studio that's familiar with COD games and is going to support DLC. And this was huge. This is because I didn't think they were going to actually have a full-on port to the Nintendo Switch as well as DLC support. We're probably not going to have a situation like with last-gen Black Ops 3 where they literally stopped after DLC 1 and the quality of that game was, well... I don't think we're going to see another situation like that again. I feel like they're going to go to a studio who they know is going to do good work and will make it as close to the Treyarch developed game as they possibly can. And that's really, really good news to hear, because we know that Treyarch is putting a lot of time and thought into this DLC pack, which is, of course, what we need to hear. Now, when this relates to zombies, we, of course, have to talk about a Zombies Chronicles 2, or another version of DLC 5, I guess. Now, the information that I'm about to give you does not come from Marcus Sellers. This is the, of course, the trustworthy leaker. This is from somebody else who really doesn't have, I don't know, I would say that much credibility, but they're not as well known for being right as Marcus Sellers is. You know, pretty much people generally take his word for what he has to say, but what I'm about to tell you is I don't really know if it's true, so take this with a grain of salt, but from what I understand, we may not have another DLC 5 this year, but that doesn't mean we're not having more remastered zombies maps, if that makes sense. They're supposed to do a maybe Black Ops 1-esque style of DLC 4 where it's going to be an only zombies map pack. And that, by all means, could be very true, but the only problem I have with that theory is the fact that Zombies Chronicles, and basically in that Activision interview or the conference call, made so much money. This was like the most downloaded thing in 2017, and they sold Zombies Chronicles for $30 a pop. And, you know, pretty much each DLC in Black Ops 3 is covered by the Season Pass, otherwise it would be $15 on the side, so they would almost be kind of screwing themselves over in terms of money, because, you know, guys, at the end of the day, Activision is a business and their #1 goal is to make money. So they would be kind of screwing themselves over if there were to be a Zombies Chronicles 2 that they only put into DLC 4 and it was covered under the Season Pass. It wouldn't encourage that many people to go out of their way and buy it, and it wouldn't make them that much more money. I feel like they would lose it compared to Black Ops 3. We've also heard some rumors about Mob of the Dead being completely remade instead of a straight remaster like a lot of people are expecting. But the thing is, like, I've also talked about this in way earlier videos. In fact, I think right after Chronicles came out, and when people were realizing that Mob of the Dead was not included in, I'm like, yo guys, they're gonna say this for another time. Blundell himself has said that in the original conception of Mob of the Dead, they wanted to build the entire Alcatraz Island, and they had like a much more like massive and grander scale for the map, but due to console restraints and, you know, what they want to do with the storyline, they couldn't exactly do it then. So we got Mob of the Dead in Black Ops 2 like we have it today. But what if we get that original concept put into Black Ops 4 with a much bigger island and way more features, of course still having a lot of Mob of the Dead in here and the original map intact, but a lot more playable areas and just things added on to it. I think that's very likely to happen, but isn't really like a new concept, because me and a lot of others have been suspecting that for a while now. The thing is, guys, Treyarch is always trying to outdo themselves and do something new every time around. And like, as much as I love Black Ops 3, I want to say that with BO4, I want something brand new. I want the trailer to almost make us worried, you know what I mean? So when it first got released and what people were saying about it, like, oh, this isn't zombies anymore. I was one of those guys. I was scared for where the direction of zombies going to go. Like, we saw all these aliens and these weird bugs, and like we just thought this was going to be ridiculous. Turns out a couple years later, Shadows of Evil is now my favorite map. So the moral of the story here, like the point that I'm trying to make, is the fact that Treyarch, no matter what we think of the map at the time, you know, Shadows of Evil, whether you loved it or hated it at the launch, the Origins ending, whether you loved or hated it, the Revelations ending, most people still hate it right now, but that's supposed to change later on from what we've heard from Blundell. We know that Treyarch has always had our best interest in mind. And time again, they've proven that, hey, we know how popular zombies is, we know where the passion for the community is at, trust us, we have something big coming. DLC 5 was a complete myth and a meme before it actually happened, and now it's like commonplace, and it's almost maybe going to be set up for Black Ops 4 that we expect a DLC 5. I am honestly kind of expecting one too, maybe a Zombies Chronicles 2.0 or whatever. And I guess from what Jason Blundell has said, I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but from our sources, he said, you think that Black Ops 3 was big for zombies? Just wait until what we have planned for 2018. And honestly, I believe them. Treyarch have always outdone themselves in every single game that they release subsequently. It's always been bigger and better, and I don't expect Black Ops 4 to stop. This year is going to be huge for both multiplayer and zombies, and Call of Duty is going to be on top. I don't know what exactly they have planned at all, but all I'm saying is that we're going to get some more information probably within March or April. We should have a reveal, and then zombies usually is talked about in the summer around Comic-Con, you know, the E3 times, stuff like that. We should get more actually official info, screenshots, gameplay, you know, whatever they want to throw at us in those next coming months, and I honestly cannot wait. That's why I'm making videos, because I'm genuinely passionate and excited for what they have coming up this year, and I want to talk about it with you guys. I don't know, I'm feeling so many different feelings right now. It's really hard to put into one video. I'm going to be talking about more stuff when I have, you know, my thoughts collected and more information comes out, but I want a trailer that makes us worried like the Shadows of Evil trailer did, and if it scares us or makes us nervous like this did, I know Treayrch's got great things in mind, and they are going to push the boundaries of new things. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this stuff. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, that'd be awesome. Subscribe if you are brand new, and without further ado, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next live stream or the next video. Peace out.